Welcome back everyone for another week of exciting Dota news. This week we have a lot on the menu. The StarLadder ImbaTV minor has concluded and the two teams will head to Moscow on June 22nd to play in the epicenter. And it's the end of an era for Team Liquid. The longest team together finally makes a roster movement. The StarLadder ImbaTV Dota 2 Minor Season 2 was nothing short of amazing for a tournament with only 8 teams. Some of the teams we spoke about last week delivered while the other ones squandered at a good chance to earn some money and a spot in the last major of the season. Alliance was the first team to qualify for the epicenter, and Ninjas in Pyjamas was the second. The two still to play in the grand finals to see who will earn the title of the tournament, but also the additional $55,000. The final series went the distance of all 5 games. The best game ended up being Game 4, where both sides had the lead at one point or another and the fight exchanges were equally strong. The early game was very Nip favored, and they led most of the way, but Michael Mickey Vu from Alliance was able to keep up his farm against Nip's anti-mage. Even when Nip would have an advantage in the fight, Mickey would somehow always pull a 1 vs 5 fight against Ninjas in Pyjamas. The team fights were always chaotic, and the teams would buy back, but somehow Juggernaut kept out-carrying Anti-Mage in a 60-minute game and Alliance forced Game 5.
Fighter's able to get the kill, respawn, back in engagement, focusing down, towards the support. Nikkei can do whatever he wants. Ace blinks away on almost no health while Fighter wants to keep battling. Nikkei's got a triple kill. He moves his attention towards Fighter. This will be a huge kill if he can claim it. It'll be a dieback for him. This bloody illusion of Grimstroke has done so much work, forcing Anti-Mage, forcing Fighter back out again.
It is unfortunate following a great Game 4. Game 5 was very underwhelming from a fan's perspective. The fights were one-sided and it was brutal to watch. Ninjas in Pyjamas played a perfect Meepo game. All they needed to do was keep Meepo alive, and the title was theirs. The Lifestealer even went Pipe and Crimson Guard to make sure he stays alive, and he couldn't even die no matter how little health he had.
Rolling balls, the Magnetize doing some work, but the restoration heal from NIP is too strong. Abaddon lived through the entire thing, he just shields, he gives life, and now it's taken away. Alliance have nothing else to give. Ultra kill for Ace. They'll go back and take Roshan, or they can force some buybacks, or why not both? Everyone have a taco.
There were upsets and surprises, and most importantly, new teams like Team Ambergisa got a bigger fan base with their playstyle. Last week during the preview, we had eHome looking like one of the favorites with all the veteran experience they had, but who would have thought that newcomer Team Ambergisa would be able to upset the top squad from China in the group stages to earn the last playoff spot.
That goes to the major and hits top 6 is going to get a spot. For sure, eHome won't be able to get any points on Vergesa. They just did it,
8
and
seconds.
they outplayed.
8 seconds to kill it off. Have they got the time? The rolling boulder in, the Magnetize turns on, but it's done. It's dusted, and Vergesa have beaten eHome 2-1 here in Kiev in the minor. Now's the time you celebrate, guys. They have reached the playoffs, and they will face NIP in the upper...
The other upset was Mineski dropping the ball 0-2 against Team Sirius. With the defeat, Mineski will be back to the drawing board and expect them to be back in the qualifiers and expect them to be one of the top teams coming out of the SEA region. For Team Sirius, they too will head back to China and bootcamp for the international qualifiers. There's a lot of positive for teams to take back home. Complexity, eHome, Team Ambergisa, Team Sirius, and Winstray team all need to have stronger communication. Far too many games were lost in this tournament when a team had the lead and either the teams weren't disciplined enough to retreat or was too confident and got caught alone far too many times. With that, the last major tournament will be this weekend on June 22nd. The epicenter will be in Moscow and it features 5 European teams, 3 Chinese teams, 2 North American teams, 2 South American teams, 2 Southeast Asia teams, and 2 teams from the CIS region. Teams that are not in the top 12 for the DPC ranking are Alliance, Forward Gaming, Gambit Esports, Infamous, Pain Gaming, and Royal Never Give Up can secure themselves a spot to TI9 if they can make it into the top 4 in Epicenter. Anything is possible in Dota 2. It's the end of an era, or so to say, it's the end of the longest running team. Team Liquid has officially made a roster movement, and guess what? It's right before another major event. MATUMBAMAN has officially been moved onto the inactive roster. The Twitter announcement said it was a mutual decision between the two parties. MATUMBAMAN has been on the active roster for the past 3 years, closing in on 4, and he leaves Team Liquid as the TI7 champion and will probably seek a new team for the upcoming international qualifiers. Team Liquid said, "We would like to announce that last MATUMBAMAN Urpalainen has been moved out of our Dota 2 starting roster. This was a mutual decision that one we believe is in the best interest of all parties. Matu is open to new opportunities. It's unfortunate because during the ESL1 Birmingham event, Kuroki said they wanted to continue and fix the issues that older teams have. It sounds like they want some flair and surprises against teams like EG and Secret since everyone is used to their playstyle.
For our problem, it's just we're an old team. That's like the main problem. Sometimes you either like make a change and get some fresh blood, or you try to fix your problems. It's like being in a relationship, and it takes time. It can take a long time sometimes. We're like in a stage where we're like, we want to play together, we like each other, and we just have to go through some struggle, and that's really it. I hope we can make it work. I'm confident.
Well, we already made.
Rumors and screenshots suggest Weeha will be replacing MATUMBAMAN. Weeha wouldn't be coming into the team as a fresh player. He was a runner-up in TI6 and he played with Miracle back on the Belkan Bears. With Weeha joining the team, this could mean Miracle will officially move to position 1 and have Weeha play in the mid lane on position 2. But of course, they can always change with the talent they have. Weeha was recently left on the inactive roster for Chaos Esports Club, but it looks like he's ready to step back into the game and onto the second biggest stage in Moscow. The long-awaited Dota Underlords got a beta release to Battle Pass owners. Valve has given Dota Autochess its own look and feel. It may feel strange for the newcomers, but this game is built around for the mobile crowd. The in-game interface is larger for touchscreen and easier to navigate. There are changes. If you want to see other players' tiles, you have to double-click on the names to view it. They also made some significant changes in the game. After the neutral creep wave, instead of having the boss drop items, there will be 3 to 4 items to draft depending on the wave level. Items on hero has also changed. In the original Autochess, you had to sell your hero to get the item back. Now every hero has one slot and you can just drag the item onto another hero from the item menu. And to save time, heroes upgrade automatically when you have the required pieces for each hero, which is 3. It's been weeks of silence since Ceb let out his remarks against the Russian players on his team. Today, OG finally released a statement on how they're dealing with his action and what consequences he should face since he represents OG. Ceb was fined by OG and he will be donating his future earnings from the Epicenter Major. OG said Ceb will give up all the gains he might earn at the Epicenter Major to a charity of his choice that will be made public. In addition to that, we fine him the equivalent of his monthly salary. He also guarantees that this situation shall never occur again on pain of a stronger punishment. OG is trying to set up a show match against Virtus Pro in the tournament. As of the release of this, Virtus Pro and Solo has yet to respond. Valve is also radio silent. And thanks for watching. We'll see you next week.